confidence. Boom. We are talking so much today about confidence, and I cannot wait to dive into this with you. It has been something that we have just been dealing with in all kinds of capacities recently, both Cindi and myself, and we are so excited to share with you. We've got an amazing podcast about confidence and being confidence body and yourself. Cindy's joining right now, and we'll be able to talk about this a little bit more, but we both have had personal experiences with this recently too. Hey!
Hi there!
How are you?
Good to see you. I noticed I was really up in front of my camera and I was like, back up, girl, back up.
I'm sorry we couldn't be in person today, but you guys, life was just too crazy, and you're a mom, you get it, you know,
Yeah, I'm glad the honesty is what was the best part, because she texted me, she's like, I can't do it today, and I was like, oh, no problem, we'll work it out. But I'm really glad to see you, because I wanted to ask you, well, of course I love seeing you, but I wanted to ask you about Raleigh Convergence. You just did something that was uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was just sharing with everyone that we're talking about confidence today, and I shared a very personal story twice with Raleigh Convergence through their storytelling series. And you guys, okay, I literally, the first one was in person. It was live and in person, and I was holding the microphone, and it was like, I was shaking like this. I was shaking like a leaf. It was so bad because I was sharing a personal story about dealing with postpartum anxiety. And whenever you share something so personal in front of a lot of people, you feel very vulnerable. And so there was a lot of that there. There was a lot of vulnerability there, and it went well. And I saw Noah, he recorded the live one with the microphone, and I watched the recording, and I don't think you could tell how badly I was shaking. So I'm grateful for that.
Oh no, it's funny. Sometimes you feel like you're shaking a lot more than it looks like, but your muscles are like.
I looked down at my hand and I was like, oh.
Oh. Well, congratulations, because I actually sat in on the virtual one, and you did amazing. It was really great to watch you do that.
Thank you. And it meant so much to me to have you there. And speaking of, we get the opportunity to do a lot of vulnerable, scary things together. We were both vulnerable yesterday. You were vulnerable story too.
Yes, that was outside of my comfort zone. I don't feel super uncomfortable talking in front of crowds, but yes, when I'm sharing a personal story with them, it is more difficult to stand there, because you watch everyone's faces, and on top of it, I started to cry a little bit as I was talking, like my emotions got the best of me, and I just looked at everybody and I was like, look at me. And
it happens. It definitely happens. But yeah, we had the opportunity to speak to a group of moms. We were leading a workshop on embracing self-care as moms, and we were talking quite a bit about the different ways that Her Health Collective has targeted self-care for moms. And it was scary to share this story, because you look out at all these faces and you're like, especially when you're talking about something related to mental health or like a personal struggle you've had, you look out and you're like, are they judging me? Are they feeling me on this? Like it is really, really scary.
Yes. Which both of us shared our mental health stories, like snippets of it. Yours was much more, but mine was, yeah, it was vulnerable. There's no other way around it.
Well, okay, let's dive into weekly mom moment. What's your weekly mom moment?
Okay. All right. So it's been a while since we've connected with our community, and I had been reading Brene Brown's Daring Greatly for our book club. It's excellent. So many pieces in there on things. I highly recommend it. At the end of the book, she talks about wholehearted parenting. And I've really been trying to embrace the wholehearted parenting. So I had a little bit of confusion within myself. For so long, what I had been labeling inside of me as guilt has actually been shame. So I have been shaming myself for things. And now that that's apparent to me, I really am trying to recognize this, that I'm doing what I'm doing with my kids. I mean, there's no way that you can't do it. I mean, we all have it ingrained in us, but just taking that recognition factor into it. So yesterday, our youngest comes in and she's like, Mommy, I stepped in dog poop. And I was trying to do a workout. So I was interrupted and I was like, where did you find dog poop? It's automatic, right? And she goes, well, in the neighbor's yard, I was running through the yard and I stepped in dog poop. And I was like, and now you're in the entryway and where have you walked? And she goes, across the entryway. And I was like, but you have dog poop on your shoe. And I go, okay, I'm trying to think of like a nice way to say, what were you thinking? But in a nice way, right? So I'm trying to say, can you talk me through what you were thinking as you walked into the house? And, you know, where do you think the poop is now that you walked across the floor? And she goes, well, someone else can probably step in it. And I go, yeah, you probably should take it outside and wipe it in the grass. And instead she starts to wipe it on our welcome mat because it was scratchy and she was trying to get the poop off her shoe on our welcome mat. And I was like, no! So long story short, everybody, I had to go back and apologize to her and say, I'm sorry I had a bad mom moment. I apologize. I didn't mean to shame you or make you feel like I was mad at you or something for stepping in dog poop. So.
Hey, Lauren.
Yeah. Hey, Lauren. How about you?
I so hear you on that, Cindy. And I think you should be commended because you went and you repaired the relationship. And out of all the things, not that I'm a parenting expert, but I follow a lot of parenting experts. And what I see time and time again is there's no such thing as a perfect parent, but the parent that is doing right by their child, they go and they repair that relationship as soon as they recognize the need to and as soon as they are able to. Because sometimes it might take you a little bit of time to cool off or to like figure out the best way to do it. But you did that. And that is what will carry your girls through into adulthood and keep your relationship with them solid. So,
well, thank you for saying that.
I think you did good mom moment.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate you saying that because in the moment after it happened, I was like, I'm just gonna finish my workout, but it was nagging me, and that's when I knew I had to say something. So,
yeah.
How about you?
So I had to think about this a little bit, but there was something that hurt my feelings a little bit actually in my mom world this week. So I think I am a pretty fun person, and I kind of pride myself on being goofy and silly, especially with my daughter. But the other day, I was working, which I feel like I'm doing a lot of these days, and I was off working and I couldn't do it. And Kira was just like, well, Daddy can do bedtime tonight. It's okay. He's the really fun one. And I was like, oh,
oh no.
And I actually, I paused for a minute and I was just like, well, mommy's fun too, just in a different way, right? Trying to but what I actually recognized in it, because I do know that I am fun and that she and I have a lot of fun together, but I recognize that I have let boundaries blur a little bit in the home with work and, taking care of the house and then time with her. And there hasn't been that just solid time with her where I can be fun and just fully focused on her. So I've kind of have that reignited in my head. Okay, I need boundaries and to separate parts of my life a little bit more so that I can be not the fun, but a fun parent again, because apparently she's recognizing a little bit maybe that I'm not the super fun one.
I truly commend you for recognizing that those boundaries have been blurred and that you're stepping up to figure out ways of setting them back up, because
trying. It's never
boundaries are
right,
hard,
especially for anybody that works from home, which I know a lot of us are right now. It's hard. It's really hard to do that. So
yes,
for sure. Okay, so should we dive into the podcast?
Yes. Renee has been a supporter of us for a long time, so she's also a friend, and we just always love connecting with her, especially since she's got such words of wisdom on confidence and body image, and her specialties are in eating disorders, and she's a confidence coach. So this was really fun to talk to her. Whoa!
It's always fun to talk to Renee. And her name is Renee Avis. It was the episode that dropped just Wednesday of last week. So go to your favorite podcast platform. You can find it, have a listen. If you love it, leave a review. We really appreciate it. It is a really great conversation. Cindi, what was your favorite takeaway from the talk with Renee?
I really loved asking her about signs to look for in our children if they are starting to venture into the possibility of having an eating disorder. That resonated a lot with me, specifically because, one, I have found myself treading that water in my lifetime, and my girls are getting to the age where one's about to be 9, the other's 11. These are the times, sadly, these are the times where kids start their first diet, are those ages. And so that was heartbreaking to me to hear that statistic, as well as helpful to hear her feedback.
Yeah, there was some really good information shared about that. I think for me, I always love talking to Renee about confidence and body confidence in particular. I am a person that I think can portray confidence well, but it's often like a fake it till you make it kind of scenario, because
Absolutely.
I have that like thought running through my head, and I am my own biggest critic. Noah says that to me all the time, like all the time. He's like, "You are so mean to my wife. Stop." But I am. I look in the mirror and I beat myself up. I think about things that I'm not doing well enough and I beat myself up. So I so appreciate that she talks about the importance of what you say to yourself. When you look in the mirror and you look at your body, the things that you say matter. And not only for yourself, but for your children, because your children are watching, your children are listening, your children are learning, and how you speak to yourself and how you speak about yourself matters. And I think that, yes, thank you, Mobility Project. That is real life. It is true. It is. You know, we need to be aware. And she mentions, it's not just the things you say. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm looking in the mirror and like, oh.
Yeah, the nonverbal cues.
But
the nonverbal.
They see you like pulling at the pants. They see you pulling at the and like kind of hiding things, and that stuff matters too. So I think that was a really great part of the podcast, and something that I really enjoyed discussing with her as a takeaway.
Absolutely, and it's made me much more conscious of it as well. Not only with what I say through my mouth, but what I'm saying with my body language. So,
but it's a work in progress. Like you have to be constantly thinking about it, and it will as with everything, it will never be perfect. It's just something you keep working on. But
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so I guess last thing we should touch on is, all in the same vein there, Love This Body. Our Love This Body challenge.
Yes.
And our Love This Body shirt campaign. Throughout this month, we are running our Love This Body campaign. The idea being that you should love this body, the one you are in right now, not the one you used to have before you had a kid, not the one you hope to have one day when you finish this program or take this magic pill, but this body, the one you are blessed with right now in this moment. And we have both our photo challenge, and we are loving seeing all of your photos and reading what you're writing about what you love about this body right now. And then we also have our t-shirt campaign. Cindi, do you want to share about the t-shirt campaign a little bit?
Yes. So, well, first I want to back up to the challenge on social media. It's as simple as just holding up a sign and using the hashtags and then tagging us, just saying that you love this body. So an extension of that is our t-shirt campaign, which we have tank tops, we have V-neck t-shirts, and we have a unisex shirt that we do have up for sale that does have hashtag love this body on it. And the tank tops are super soft. We put a lot of effort into choosing them, the colors and everything. I think they're great.
And most importantly, the reason we're selling the shirts is we are raising funds for Beauty Redefined, a nonprofit that focuses their time and efforts on changing the conversation around body image. They do a lot of workshops and teach resilience to women and girls around this topic. So we're so excited to be able to support them, and we appreciate your support as we launch this fundraiser. It'll be going for the next 5 weeks. So you have an opportunity and you can wear this swag and let people know that you love this body while simultaneously also supporting a really, really important and great cause.
Yes. It's a really great cause. I like the Body Redefined a lot. So
yeah. Well, we're going to leave it there, but I will say, Cindi doesn't know about this yet, but I'm working on our next year of Yes and scheduling that out. That will be coming later in October. So we are stretching ourselves, challenging ourselves, and trying something new, and we love for you to follow along with us.
I can't wait to see what it is. Oh my gosh. We're constantly stretching ourselves. You're right. So do it with us, moms. And it's always great to see people join us. Thanks so much.
Have a great day.
Bye, friends. See you later.